People ask the worst questions on dates.
What's the right question?
I think if you really want to get to know people on an actual level, we ask such superficial questions.
We really do.
When people are dating, they need to be asking themselves hypothetical questions. So if we break down on the side of the road, what are you going to do? And if they don't have an answer,
I married the wrong person. This is a whole different episode now.
I'm going to go off script here.
You got to open doors, grab bags, all those little things. Like, that's what we're looking for. I can make my own money, but I don't want to put gas in my car. The less you spend on the wedding, statistics say that you will last longer.
We have to stop being mean to people for like having preferences.
If women want to be dependent, we should also stop making that a bad thing. I'm kind of over that. The problem is the ones that we would pick out at a bar are not the ones that we should be going for. I'm just still waiting on John Mayer.
Yeah, I do know someone who went on a date with him.
And it wasn't good.
Well,
I spent the majority of my corporate career in sales. Sometimes you're on like 6 first dates in a day. I didn't know that the groom and the preacher were mic'd for videos. And in the middle of a prayer, I think, I say, Megan Gray, I am so happy that you are here. Gosh, we have got so much to talk about today.
yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So let's talk about the first thing I have to ask before we get to the brands and what you have been building. They call you the princess.
Yes, that is my real name. My government name is Megan. I am the princess.
You are the
though,
princess.
So yeah.
This is what people call you.
Yeah.
I have to know how this started because I love that vibe.
Yeah. Well, as you know, our brand is all dedicated towards storytelling and adventure, and everyone within the brand is a character. And early on in the journey, my husband and I both kind of sat down. He was very early on the wizard. It just kind of fit him because he's kind of like the wizard behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And did a lot of the things before people even knew who we were with the brand. And somewhere along the lines, we were about to walk out the door, and I was like, is the car running? Are my bun warmers on? My water in the car? Because my husband is my perpetual loader of everything, and I just show up. And he was like, yes, princess, it's all in there. And I was like, that's exactly who I am.
And
so
yes, you're the original passenger princess, as
exactly.
they say. Yeah.
I truly am. And I say that's because I do demand he treat me that way, but no, but he's wonderful, and he always does very, very well. So
listen, I just posted about this recently that I was like, we are not accepting vibes underneath that. That's our standard. Like, I really 100%. Feel like I'm probably going to be single forever, waiting on John Mayer to grow up and find me. Yeah. But until then, I'm going to live vicariously through you being called princess with your wizard.
Recommend. Yes, I'd highly recommend it. Getting someone who does treat you that, to the point where now when I just get in the car and I'm like, where's my stuff? And he's like, oh, I'll go grab it. Like normally, or if he forgets it, I'm like, what do you mean? This is your job. No, he's wonderful.
How long have y'all been married?
We have been married coming up on 16 years. So,
yeah. So married 16 years. And then this is really impressive because you still have this kind of relationship and y'all are in business together.
We are in business, but everything about our world has been, we got married very young, and we went to Vegas and got married. I think I'm one of the only people that people actually know in real life that went to Vegas and got married.
This.
It was just me, him, and our dog. We had to pay someone to be our witness.
Yeah, the dog didn't count.
The dog did not count, but it's really fun. And so we've been married since then. And then several years after we were married, my husband, prior to us starting the businesses, he was a nurse, and I was in real estate. I still am. I think once you're in real estate, you just never really fully get out. But I do it more so on the side of now I just do it because I like to buy real estate, but not so much because I like to sell real estate to the people. But with that, several years down the road, my husband was growing a beard, and he was buying products as part of his beard growth journey. Mm-hmm. And I thought they smelled terrible, and I thought they were awful. And I was like, I know that these are really like helpful and they make this a lot better, but these smell awful. And so after a lot of thought of talking about it, he was like, well, I can make them smell better. That's not a problem. And I was like, okay, so we can make this and everything will be princess approved scents.
Yeah.
But we started from that portion, and we decided that with our brand, this was not just a product, because products are really important and we do need them, and we need them to be amazing and work really well. But we really wanted a community that we could build around storytelling, and we really wanted people to feel like they were buying more than just a product, that they were kind of getting an adventure with every bottle. Mm-hmm. And so it was really important for us at the beginning of this to make sure that was included. And when you get to wake up in the morning, you get to decide, like, who do I want to be today, and decide what scent's going to carry you on.
And I really love that, because I do think, like, scent is tied to emotions. I mean,
Yeah.
we can think about something. In fact, I don't know what it was that I smelled recently that I was like, wow, that just took me straight back to 2007.
Mhm.
It has that effect on us.
Absolutely.
And it does, like, you can be empowered by
Yeah.
a scent. You can feel a
Yeah.
little flirty because of a
Yeah.
scent. So
Absolutely.
I think it's so fun. So y'all started Fable Beard. This is the first
Yeah,
brand,
we
right?
started Fable Beard. It launched in April of 2018.
Okay.
At that time, we had a 4-year-old and a almost 1-year-old. And we launched the brand. So it was actually he was not quite 4, but yeah.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh. And
we
you're both
launched the
working
brand.
full time, nurse, real
Yes, so he was
estate,
a nurse.
mom.
I will say my husband, he is an all-in, and so quickly after getting, the back end business, because we actually started that a few months earlier, creating the business structure and getting all the. But as soon as we went live, he was like, "Nope, I quit," and so he quit his job very early. I did real estate for a lot longer. I still, like I said, I still do.
Yeah.
I feel like once you're in, you're never out. But and I love it, and I think it's wonderful. But for us, this was like we wanted to be all in, and so
Yeah.
we started very, very much zero investors, not even family and friends. Like it was really just us putting everything we had into it, which was not very much, but
Mhm.
sweat equity and working hard. And my husband is really good with, I would say he's a doer. So
Mhm.
he's really good. If I'm like, hey, I want this done, he will find a way to figure out how to do it. He goes to the University of Google all the time.
Me
And
too. Me
yeah,
too,
and
wizard.
he definitely just like, okay, well, and step by step, just, he built the website and he did all the things that are complicated for some, not for others, but he was
Mhm.
able to just kind of figure it out as we went. And so we just kind of went head in and worked from the ground up to get the company going. And then about I guess it's been about 2.5 years ago, Fable Beauty launched from that. So I was also very much more particular
Yeah.
with what I wanted and the vision behind women's cosmetics. And I really always said that I will never be able to, when people spend their hard-earned money on our products, that means a lot to me.
Mhm.
And I understand that, it's hard to come by and it can be a lot for some people. And I would never want them buying a product that they did not feel was extraordinary. And so for me, I was like, if I don't love it, I would never expect someone else to love it. And so I had to love everything before it launched.
I relate to that. I am so relating to that because
Yeah.
yeah, like it's people spend their time and their money and those are valuable
They're
resources.
valuable and we
Yeah.
want them to recognize like how much we appreciate that and we want them to feel that their products are exceptional, not just a product.
Yeah. Well, I think you've accomplished it. So
Thank
I
you.
I did and I ordered before we had this podcast because I was like, I need to
Yeah.
go through the process. I want to order
Yeah.
from your store and I want to try things and I really wanted to go through the process of ordering because I'm so fascinated by all the little
Mhm.
details, right? I think the
Yeah.
details are what make people kind of feel like that community, that you're part
Yeah.
of something. And the website is so fun. All the stories.
Mhm.
I love a good story. I'm a podcaster, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
So, like, I love that you've created all of these stories. So, you have, like, tell me about, and then we'll go back a little bit because I'll go to the why I thought the ordering process was so fun too. But,
Yeah.
like, okay, I just picked up Gossip Girl, which
Mhm.
I absolutely love. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about this.
Yeah. Well, so Gossip Girl is many of our characters are from the whimsical minds of our team, and the stories that they tell are just from essentially what we feel we want the world to know. But occasionally and very special, there are a few people that we've actually turned into characters. And Gossip Girl right there is one of my favorite people ever. Her name is Carrie, and she truly is it's embodiment of the things she loves. We wanted to turn her into a character that best represented her. So this scent was also created in conjunction with our team, but created by her. And we went through things that she loved, and we created several different versions of scents, and we kind of narrowed it down and walked through which one would be best. And that's how we came to this one.
I am fascinated by that. That's
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah.
When you create a scent, like when you guys started doing this, how did you even know how to start doing that? Because I think that's something that, like, we have all bought perfume, we've all
Yeah.
bought products based on scent, you know?
Yeah.
And you think about how that came to be. Like, how did you learn to combine the right things?
So I will say with scent creation, my job is officially just to smell them. I am not I am not the one that actually comes up with I have a vision for some scents, but
Yeah.
my husband he was the one that was the formulator of all our initial products. And now as we've ventured on and continued growth, we have some of our team members that formulate our products. But with that, we really wanted um scents that we knew were stand out, but also maybe untraditional, especially for men, but untraditional sense that you wouldn't necessarily think men would put on. So starting from that, we were able to try a lot of fun things. And I always said, like, when you walk in a room and you get a compliment, men do not typically get noticed for their scent.
That's
not
true.
very common.
It's really true.
And so even if you just get any comments at all, it's what an extraordinary thing that someone is noticing how good you smell. And so it's really important for me in that. When it comes to beauty now, obviously more feminine, but we really we use the art as kind of our guideline for what the scent should smell like. So art is kind of the first step in it. And then what we want you to do is we want you to be able to kind of look at the bottle and know what you're going to smell like before you even get the scent.
And it works. So when I got on your website and I'm like reading these stories and the descriptions, but the bottles, I ordered like a scrub, a body scrub.
Yeah.
I love a good scrub. And it is amazing, by the way. But with a scrub, it's like the thing in the shower that I want to really pop. It's the smell that I want to be like, oh, this is it. And it was exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Like, it was amazing that the visual image, the words, like, you guys are just nailing all of the senses. So when I look at this one, I mean, I really do see, like, we've got so much. I love you've got the palm trees, you've got the just so many different vibes, like feelings, emotions. It's the pink jacket.
Yeah.
I gotta love, since I love the pink chairs. Okay, I gotta smell this one. And is it purple, or is that because it's my shoes?
No, it's purple.
It is purple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's heaven. It's so clean.
Yeah. No, I describe that scent as like kind of sexy. Like that's the word that comes to mind when I smell it.
Ooh, I like it. And I think it's funny, you know, we have listeners and we have some people that watch on YouTube, but I think that what we can't really bring to life truly is that it smells so good in here right now.
Yeah.
It smells so good with all of these products that we've just brought in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is heaven.
Yeah.
So I think that's such an interesting thing that you created all of these, you formulated them yourselves. I think that's really difficult. And I also think the journey, so you started Fable Beard first, and marketing beauty products, men and women, it's such a crowded space.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like, for people listening that are thinking, we've probably all at one point thought, I'd like to start a beauty brand.
Sure.
I think we all think it. I've thought it a dozen times, but it does feel very overwhelming because there are so many products. So how did you get past that initial, like, hey, I think we could make this beard stuff you're using smell better, to actually saying, no, this is a business?
Yeah. Well, I think for me, because you're right, there are a lot of people who start a business and that can mean many different things to many different people. When we started our company, it was so small. Looking back, like, I would still consider it obviously the start of a business, but like, I feel like until you reach a certain point, until you reach a point where you're employing people, it's much different of an experience. But we always kind of knew that our vision was community and storytelling. And so for us, we weren't going into a crowded market. We were the market. We were it. So we are one of one. And I genuinely believe that. And to the point where even now we see some people who try to emulate what makes Fable so special because they feel that it's special as well. And it's what an honor that you could be the first to something where we're inspiring others. But it really is very different from what's currently on the marketplace. So I do think our products are amazing. I think any person who launches a product should be amazing in the marketplace. I don't think you should be able to go into a store and buy something that's less than good. And I know that happens sometimes, but I would hope that if you take pride in what you're doing, you're going to produce something that you feel is going to provide value for people. And at the end of the day, that's what we want, right? We do not want people buying for the sake of buying. We want to enrich the lives of those who are purchasing our products. And with that, it's not just about the products, and the stories and the adventure are, our Facebook communities. We have both one for Fable Beard and for Fable Beauty. And it's extraordinary how many people share their lives of just what scent they're wearing or how to mix them. We have two sets of people. We have the mixers and the purists, we like to call them. I'm a purist where I like to wear the same scent with, if I'm mixing products, deodorants, perfumes, shave oils, whatever, I like to wear the same one. But there are people who like to blend them and they like to kind of make their own little scent, and they'll grab a different one and they'll mix them together. And so we have tips for people, and the community just does it for us. They're chiming in. You should do this. You should try this. And that's what we really want. We want people to have kind of a break from the monotony and be able to jump into a world and just have some fun.
Okay, where do I start after that? Because I just learned so many things. One, I guess I'm a purist.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
was
mixed a
gonna
scent.
no.
Now I'm gonna try it. I
Yeah.
think they're onto something.
Yeah.
I love that. The other thing that you said that just kind of like stopped me in my tracks, and I think it applies to life. This is not just to someone building a business, is how you talked about the competition and that you said that we're one of one.
Yeah.
I think that's what's missing for so many people when they interview for a job, or you're thinking about, I don't know, going out to the dating world, anything
Yeah.
that you put yourself out there, right? We're real quick to look around and to see what the competition looks like.
Right.
But at the end of the day, every person and every product is one of one.
It's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think for us, we didn't start with a company in mind that we were trying to be. We started with us.
Mhm.
We started with our vision and what we wanted it to be, not, oh, let's try to be like so and so.
Yeah.
And I think when you're able to do that, and you do separate yourself, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's obviously can be very challenging, but it's not difficult. And I always say that, you got to work really hard. It's not complicated, I guess, inherently.
Yeah. There's
just
always
really
hard work.
Yeah,
It's what you choose to work hard at.
exactly.
And I think when you start with authenticity, and I know that people say that word is overused, but I love it. I'm never going to give up on authenticity. And I think that's what y'all did. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, we know if this is something that we will like, there are people like us who will also like this.
And I say this, like, we are very authentic people. If you met my husband, like, you couldn't get him to be anybody but him. Like, he won't. And so I think that is important to us because we're also very different personalities, which I think is hilarious because we complement each other really well, but we bring a lot of different skill sets to the table. So
that's why it works. You can't have two of the big, bold out there. You each have to have your own big and bold.
Yes.
Pick a lane that's like, wait, I'm going to be here. You're going to be here. And then we run together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we are very different, but again, we complement each other really well in this. And part of what we did want to bring is like, we are sure of who we are and we don't need to try to impress for what we're not, right?
Mm-mm.
Like, I'm very honest with our customer base. Even when they ask questions about our products, I will be as truthful as I can be, or my experience of them.
Mm-hmm.
We want people to understand like what they're buying and just how they're buying it and really what it's going to do for them and the world that they're entering. And hopefully they will love it as much as us. But we also genuinely, they don't, like, we're so understanding of that. Like, we're like, hey, scent is very, very subjective, right? Like, you're not going to love every scent. I have really approved every scent, but there are some that I just don't love as much as others.
Yeah.
And genuinely, like, if you don't love it, we're like, hey, let us know. We'll get you something you do like.
I love
You don't
that.
have to love it. We understand.
Yeah, your customer service is really exceptional. The process of ordering was, of course, easy. That's how life is these days. But then I thought it was so cute because your packaging was fab. I was like, it was more than just like what's in the box.
Yeah.
It was like, I felt these like extra touches of like, thank you for ordering.
Yeah.
And I purposely didn't ask, ahead of time, hey, would you send me something? Because I really believe in like trying it myself first.
Sure.
I wanted to see like, are we really a fit? Before
I think that's so
introduce you to
fun.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can get on board with these amazing humans.
Yeah.
Because it really did feel like different than just opening a box from those other places. Those other places.
And that's what we want. I mean, all of our art is hand drawn. It is all from us, from the, I wish I could say I was the artist, but we do have an artist who's been with us since the beginning. And, we kind of work with him on what we want, and he's able to just draw these amazing pieces of art. And we want it to feel like a different experience. So like the cards inside, they will change. They get rotated in and out with new art and different messaging. And, we want you to enjoy the season you're in. So we have a lot of fun seasonality that comes with the brands. And so it really is. It's a part of your journey that we want you to get excited when you get that box and know that something epic is inside.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It really did feel like that.
Yeah.
So check another box that's definitely accomplished. I'm sure you've heard it, but it really was fun. I was like, I wasn't expecting that. And that's, I think when you can over accomplish, when you get someone to like feel that you over delivered, it's a really good feeling.
Right.
So, but I know in building anything, I mean, you started in 2018 and we all went through 2020 together and, there's ups and downs just in life, and you have two small children. So like, what's the hardest part, or are there any things that you'd go back and go, okay, so if you do this, don't do this?
Yeah. Well, again, I don't see this necessarily as like a badge of honor. I just say it so people understand, like, we had no money. We had like nothing. And we were putting everything, every dollar we had, I mean, every dollar we invested felt like a huge milestone.
Yeah.
We give away a ton of products now, but at the time, like giving anything away, like it was such an educated, like we had to be sure of that decision because we couldn't afford to replace it. And with that, I think because we were all in that capacity, it felt every huge jump that we went to was like, I mean, gosh, we might as well have $1 billion in our bank account when we got a couple orders. You know, it felt like
I love
everything to
that.
us. But because we started from that perspective and it was challenging in a lot of ways, it was almost easier in the fact that also like we only had to worry about keeping us afloat. And I think as you grow and you start to build a team and you bring on people, the responsibility that you have now of being responsible for other people's income is something I take very seriously.
Yeah.
And it's also a pressure that I think when you're growing, you know, hold off as long as you can until you're really ready to take on that responsibility, because it does feel like a different layer of things you need to work towards, right?
Yeah.
To make sure that they are taken care of and understand that like you're part of their life. And so keeping a company profitable isn't for you, it's for them. And I think that that's really hard for some people to understand too, is they always think that the founders themselves are, you know, like it's all inherently for us. And at the end of the day, like we're trying to make sure that the people that we support are taken care of well.
I really think that any founder, any person who started a business will remember that first time that you hit the button that said run payroll.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
or that you manually did it, whatever it was. I personally will never forget that moment where you're like, okay, I've taken this on, you know,
Yeah.
and you're right. It's such a commitment that's different than outside of yourself.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny. I do feel like I have a good sense of people before I meet them. And as you talk, I'm like, I had you right.
Oh, good.
Because I think that you really do exude a lot of positivity, like through your brand presence and through what I see on social media with you guys. And what you just said about how you guys did this was like, I just love that you were kind of celebrating the little things in a big way,
Yeah.
which does propel you forward. Like that's
Yeah.
momentum.
It is, absolutely. And momentum builds a lot of growth and it just excitement.
Yeah.
We look back and we're like, man, we were so excited about, you know, a couple orders. And it just was all genuinely, it was all we needed to keep us moving and motivated to continue.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, like I said, though, you start to learn. We didn't come from a point of running a business, of starting it like a business. We started it as a passion project and then learned kind of business as, even though I have a business degree, I will tell you nothing will prepare you for doing it, right? Like you need to do it in order to really know what it takes.
Yeah.
But we knew that going into it, like it was really important to us. But as we've continued to grow, like treating it more as a business is also, it's had its learning curves. And I think there's no better way to learn on the job. But that has very much been a role of kind of embracing that and learning how to actually run a business.
How did you, when you first started, how did you really get people to even know you had these products? Like outside of your friends and family, I'm just thinking about that first order that came in where you were like, we don't know this person.
Yeah,
you probably remember where they were.
Yeah. No, well, again, and I say this, we had no money. And so we had to find resources that we could do that required very little investment. And so one of the things we do is we went into, at the time, we went into men's grooming groups and we talked about the brand. We hosted giveaways for, you know, people. A lot of groups love giveaways. We love giveaways. And so we were able to host, we were able to host a giveaway, and it just kind of introduced people to the brand. And then as we started to, you know, a little bit of word of mouth, and we're talking minor amounts of sales. But really eventually, once we had enough resources from that, we did promote some paid searches.
Okay, so this is funny because I'm gonna ask this so that people will comment. I'm curious. I want people in the comments to like, beards are such a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm thinking of a few bearded guys. Like I'm gonna tag y'all in the comments. How does a guy find the things? Like I know how we find them, right? We talk to each other. Women are, if I like what I put in my hair, I'm going to tell you, oh, like this really worked.
Right.
Do guys do that? Like, how did your husband get the beard part of this out there?
So, yes. So I will say men are a bit challenging in that capacity
Yeah.
of there's a group of men who like to put stuff on their face, or they like to just generally take more care in the products that they buy. And then there's a group of men who have never used anything and they don't even
Mhm.
understand the concept. And so there's a lot more education that goes into that.
Mhm.
But I think it's also a great way to describe it is like beard oil is your foundational product. It's really for skin health in addition to scent. So,
Mhm.
it acts as a kind of a cologne that you don't have to spray every time because a lot of men don't prefer cologne. So it acts as a cologne,
Mhm.
but it really is for your skin health. And so you're taking care of your skin, which makes your beard look really great and it makes it feel really healthy and it makes it soft. And it all comes from just applying beard oil once a day, a little bit, one dropper full, depending on your beard size, will take you through the entire day. And that's it.
It's so
If you want to
interesting.
do more, we have more available for those who really like to
That really
style or
get into this.
yeah, that really get into it. But that would be your foundational product that you can pretty much guarantee is going to transform your beard care experience.
Yeah.
And it's just one little bottle. And typically, depending on your beard size, one bottle will last you 30 days or more.
Okay, so this is obviously like check the box. Women, you can all order the beard oil.
Yeah.
Like this is an
Yeah.
easy one. And then for the men, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, David Kimball is this is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the beard guy that I know that's like, he's gonna try all the products.
He's gonna need to. They're
He's
amazing.
gonna check them all out. And I do think it's interesting, right? That you have I think of him because he's the kind of guy that will absolutely say, hey, I use this and it works.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are those guys that are like, they want you to think that it was just all so cool and natural by itself, you know?
Right, sure.
I use the hotel shampoo and my hair looks like this.
And just woke up like this.
Lies,
Yeah.
lies. So that was interesting. I was thinking about that. I'm like, so I want to hear from people in the comments. It'll be fun for us to read them to be like, hey, like, how do you hear about the products as a guy? And then I'm assuming you have a lot of women that maybe stumble on you guys for Fable Beauty that then decide, oh, wait, I'm going to buy this as well.
There is a lot of spouses or couples that do enjoy our products collectively and together. It's also really fun because there's what I like to call like they kind of like, what are we going to wear today? And they like make sense that coordinate. So because we have a lot of couples that work, obviously my husband and I, so we're the wizard and the princess. We have several married people on our team that
y'all are so cute.
Yeah, that they also have characters and they will, wear the Valkyrie and the Crusader, or the Wanderlust and the Imagineer, and they'll kind of couple that way. But also they'll just kind of pick which ones they feel like work best together.
It's so fun. It takes like getting ready to a whole new level.
It really does.
Like that is like the ultimate like let's go out and have a fun date night like starting place. I think that's so cute.
And I think for me, I have the princess. I am the princess, and I wear my scent quite frequently.
Mm-hmm.
But I also decide based on what I want to get done that day. Do I want to have a jammy day and I don't want to move and I'm just going to sit and play with my kids and then I pick a scent that coordinates with that? Or do I want to be really super productive and then I pick a scent that coordinates with that? Seasonality, when it gets colder, I like warmer scents. When it gets warmer, I like fruitier scents. And so those are things that really, truly attract to me. And what's so fun about it is that you can look at it and be like, this is who I want to be today.
Yes. And March being International Women's Month.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is such a fun thing. I was really excited to have you on and just as a female founder, I think it's incredible what you're building. But I want you to, before we get into like the life advice that I want you to leave us with, I want you to leave us with something else because you just said we've got the lazy cozy days and we have the super productive days. So tell us what those are because I want to know, like, what am I wearing on my lazy cozy day?
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls on the couch. Mm-hmm. And what am I wearing on the day I need to get it all done?
Yeah. So I think sugar is a great one for warm vanilla sugar is what it smells like. And I put her on. I'm a big proponent of spraying perfume on before you go to sleep. And I spray my pillow and I spray myself before I go to sleep, and it just helps me sleep better.
Which one do you spray at night?
So a lot of like sugar would be one that I would spray. I wear a lot of fall scents at night, like pumpkin, which is one that was available in fall currently. But
we'll wait.
But
for it.
It's amazing. Our fall scents are absolutely extraordinary. But a lot of warmer scents. And then in the day, I typically want something a little bit lighter and brighter. But I am a perpetual homebody. I love being home. And so I will often pick, or even just throughout the day, if I switch, if I change from like day clothes to like more cozy night clothes, I'll switch my fragrance at that point in time too. So, and one thing I will say, tips for anyone who's using it, I layer my fragrance. So using the deodorant, I think we're the only company that has like a deodorant that actually makes you smell good.
Yes,
Instead
I
of just like
love
making you
that.
not stink. I always say like deodorants are like they're not to make you stink, but like ours is to make you smell good.
Yeah.
So layer your deodorant, perfume, I use the shave oils all over body oil, and I just put it on my arms and I put it on my legs, and it just really helps to make me soft and more, but it helps that scent.
Yeah.
And so that's what I
Stays with
do.
you.
Yeah, it stays with you all day that way. And so that's what I do. And I'll do that after I shower, and I'll do that before I go to bed. And just really just helps to create this like fun little routine in every way you do it.
It is. And we need those routines. That's why I was curious what yours were for like those different vibes, because I
Yeah.
think it's like we're all just running as fast as we can, it feels
Yeah.
like. And so I think at night, it's really nice to have a ritual that's like, I'm cozying, I'm getting into that cozy
Yeah.
space. And then the opposite of that in the morning where you're like, it's time, let's go.
Let's
Like,
go.
I'm going to
Yeah.
go be my best self out in the
Yeah.
world today. And what does that look like? What does it smell like?
Right.
So
Exactly.
I just love it so much. So okay, I bet you have so much life advice based on all of the stuff that you've done. But this show, as you know, is called Drink More Water. And that's my favorite life advice in 3 words or less. I say this a lot, and I think it's funny that people are like, yeah, Amanda, you have a headache, drink your water. You're not feeling good, drink your water. So that's kind of how this all came about. So I love to ask you for your life advice in 3 words or less.
Yeah. I think legacy over likes. Just always focus on that, right? Like don't be worried about what you see on the front. Worry about what your legacy is, and don't I think a lot of us are just really overconsumed with what we see on the front end, whether someone hit that like button or didn't hit that like button. And I can promise you at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. When you're building your community, it can be really, really small, and that's far more valuable than big and unengaged. So that's legacy over likes.
Legacy over likes. That is so powerful. I love that. I have to have a follow-up question to that. I have to, because what do you hope that people think of as your legacy?
Yeah, well, I want people that are around us to know that they are cared for, and that we genuinely, as a world, I think we just all need to take a moment to have fun together. And I think we live in a time where everything is just very heavy, and we often think that it's our responsibility to solve the world's problems. And I think taking a moment to just go in your communities and have some fun and enjoy each other, and then just embrace each other, right? That's what I want. I want people to say that at the end of the day, she was always kind and welcoming, and everyone around her felt that she cared. So that's for me.
I think they will absolutely. Yeah. I will say that about you. Yeah. I'm just going to take to calling you the people's princess.
Yeah, well, thank you.
We'll just add that one in, because I think that is exactly what I would say about you. So it's so refreshing to meet someone who's living with such authenticity and grace and kindness. And it shows in your products. It shows in just you. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
It was so fun. So we will have a code for people.
Yeah.
I'm excited for people to try your products. So we'll do a special code with a little discount for our listeners. And then, I'm dying to hear what the comments say about these beards. We're gonna get curious about how these bearded guys find their products.
Yes. Yeah. I will be so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Boy, we did good on time. You're adorable.
Oh, thank you.
I adore you. You're so kind. Oh, so good. And we smell so yummy.
I know.
Yes. I love it. We have to take a Yeah. Okay, tell me. What
Okay, well, good. I'm gonna go off script here.
We can do it.
We're talking about dating advice. Right?
Yes.
Okay. And I was actually telling my husband yesterday, because I talk all the time about how I'm really glad that I don't have to date. But if I did, this is what I would do, because I see so many people who are like,
give it to me.
Yeah. Okay. I think people ask the worst questions on dates. It's like
they really do.
Yes. There's just nobody is asking the right question.
What's the right question?
You just need to build. I was talking about, these are traits I love about my husband. Now, he has a few that I don't love, but some traits that I really love about him is he can handle gross stuff better than anyone else, right? So if like there's something gross, babe, you got to go get that. And he just handles it like no questions, no complaints. Just does it, right?
Huge.
Does it. Our washing machine, the glass on the inside of it broke. And he's like, great, part ordered, fixed it. It was all taken care of within like 2 days. We're just good. We're golden. But I was like, when people are dating, they need to be asking themselves hypothetical questions. So really just need to be like, if we break down on the side of the road, what are you going to do? And if they don't have an answer,
that's a really good one.
Right. If they don't have a good answer, you're like, I don't want to, I can't. Like, if you want to know that that's taken care of in that situation.
Okay.
You see a homeless dog running and I want to stop and pick it up. What do you do?
No,
you got to start. You really got to start asking good hypotheticals.
1,000%. I married the wrong person. This is a whole different episode now.
Yeah.
But 20 years ago. But I tell you what, I was asking the wrong questions for sure. Like, I have to take responsibility for that.
Well, I don't think anyone really thinks about that.
No.
At the time. You think, oh, just like, what do you do for a living? And like, those are important things.
But not as much, because I have said since then, now that I'm 45 and extremely picky, I'm like, listen, I think there are 2 major things that I need in my life. Like, one, I don't ever want to put gas in my car again.
I quite literally understand that.
Will you do that?
Yeah.
Like, that to me might just seal the deal. And then the second one is exactly what you said about the washing machine. Can you fix things?
Right. I don't need you to be like, on a home improvement show, but like if something happens, are you going to be able to handle that? Or are you going to be like,
but do you know what we're so accustomed to these days? It's real tricky. And I will say this for the guys too, because it's not really fair. We ask a lot, but because we want to do it all. I do.
Yeah.
I want to do it all, except I don't really want to do it all, because these amazing chairs arrived at the podcast house. And my thought was, surely they just came this way. P.S.
But
they did
had
it.
2 lovely gentlemen, and you know what? And they just did it.
They just did it.
Good
And
for
I
you.
will say, like,
good for you. You just no. You know what? And now when you go on dates and someone's like, you know how to build furniture, you can be like, well, actually.
Yes. But was I not like genuinely shocked? Could you tell that I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay, do I need to hire somebody to do this? And I don't know which one of you replied. I think it was Jack that was like, no, we'll do it. And I was like, oh my gosh. This, by the way, is everything to me. Like that's it. I'm teaching my nephew these things. He's 15 and I'm like, okay, you got to open doors, grab bags. And my sister's really good at it too, but like, all those little things, like that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
I can make my own money.
Yeah.
I can do those things.
No,
but I don't want to put gas in my car.
Yeah. But it obviously depends person to person, but I always say, I'm like, ask hypotheticals based on the life you want. And you're like, how would I want them to react? Because also I don't think we don't even tell, like, getting to know people is really hard, but the stuff that really matters is even harder because you don't typically see that until you're like in that situation.
Yeah. And the dog on the side of the road is a really good example. Like, what will they do? Mm-hmm. I had a boss once that there was a bunny that he was going to die. And I was like, we're stopping the car. And I was so impressed with him that he did. He stopped the car and he was like, oh my gosh, she's about to run out there in stilettos and try to save a bunny. And he was on board with the plan, you know? And I'm like, that's a good man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. Those are the things I was like, and it's funny because I tell him this all the time. He's like, okay, babe, like, sure. You control the dating world. We've been married for like forever. But, but I always say I did not somehow, by the grace of God, it all worked out. But I did not ask a lot of questions in regards to him. There were certain things I did know about his personality, but I always say, like, those are things I would do now.
Yeah.
Those are ways that I would help.
Well, we need that advice from people who've been married as long as you.
Yeah.
When I meet people that have been married, usually it's like they say they've been married 20, 25 years or whatever. I'm like, what's your secret? Like, I want to know.
Yeah, well, we joke because we were together like all the time that we're like, we've been married like almost 16 years, but really it's like double that because we were together
all the time.
All the time.
That's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've spent like 5 nights away from him and our entire like nights, like literally quite crazy.
Yeah. It's really like that. That's not probably the typical.
But no, it's not. Nothing about us is typical.
I mean, I know. I'm kind of learning that.
Yeah.
Well, how long did y'all date?
Oh, we were, I guess for 2 years, but I was 18.
Yeah.
I was under 20. So, yeah.
I think there's something to that too. It's kind of interesting that I like to ask people, like, how old were you when you got married? How long have you been married? How long did you date? I mean, I know people who dated 3 weeks and they're still married, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just always intrigued by, like, there's something there that, like, we know. Also, I do believe the statistic that said the less you spend on the wedding, actually, they have studied this.
Yeah.
The less spent on the wedding, logistically and all of the like statistics say that you will last longer.
Well, that definitely probably proves true for us because again, we had no money.
You were there, you go. But because you're really doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
You know, like mine was a Princess Diana production that I'm going to tell you all this, that in the wedding video, which I recently watched because I found a whole bunch of DVDs that I was going to get digitized. And there's a moment, I didn't know that the groom and the preacher were mic'd for videos. And in the middle of a prayer, I think, I say, this is so me, we need to move 2 steps to the left. Because we were off-centered.
Oh.
We need to move 2 steps to the left. And I think anyone would have said, this is a red flag. It's like, what? This is not what it's about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But none of it was really about me anymore. It was like my dad had died. We all needed something happy. It was the whole thing.
Right.
But
it was a lot of pressure.
It was a lot of pressure. But it was really, people were like, you watched your wedding video 25 years later after your divorce? I'm like, yeah, but it was fascinating, actually. It's like studying psychology to be like, signs were there.
Yeah.
You know? You don't ask someone to move 2 steps to the left because you're looking for the perfect symmetry.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. Nobody.
But I cared.
No.
So yeah, I think the Vegas with the dog as the witness. I'm calling the dog the witness.
Yeah. No, it was really fun. It was, and we did, because it was California, it wasn't like a long drive, but literally it was
you just drove over. That's so cute.
We're just like, here we go. I had a day off work, so
I love it. I love it.
Oh, but it will all work out.
I like that life advice though. This is good. Dating advice. You could do a dating whole thing.
I could. And I think if you really want to get to know people on an actual level, we ask such superficial questions.
We really do.
Yeah. Just as people, it's totally easy. And it also does tell you a lot about someone in a lot of ways. But like, really, you do not know someone until you start asking off the wall questions.
No. I also think it's funny though, like what you do for work, because also we don't know people at work.
Right.
Like during the pandemic, my aunt and uncle were both working from home for the first time. Like they always went to their offices. And he said at one point that he was like, I don't like her at work. Like I don't need to know that part of her because she's really like, she's tough. Like she's a little scary towards people. And she's leading a huge team and company. And it just, I laughed so hard because he was kind of being funny, but like at the same time, it was like such a good reminder that like we do have work personalities.
Yeah.
And he didn't know that about her. He's like, oh, you're a different person at work. She's like, yeah, I have to be.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things that like, and it tells you like about like what someone's skill set is, like, but not necessarily like,
no.
Yeah.
Like, will you put gas in the car and can you fix things?
Yeah.
This is what it's about.
That's really 100% agree.
I really
100% agree.
I've thought, could I move to New Jersey for the fact that you don't have to pump your own gas?
Oh, do they not do that?
No, you can't pump your own gas in New Jersey.
Some East Coast states, they'll do it for you.
It's amazing. In New Jersey, it's illegal.
A few months ago, it confused me because the guy came up to my window.
He's like, get in your car.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
But no, I will. You're like, oh, whoa. And they should like warn you. Like you come from all these states that don't.
That's a good point. There should be signs.
Like,
but in New Jersey, it's actually like illegal to pump your own gas.
That's funny.
And I've often thought that that's probably why the taxes are high because I'd go for it. But yeah, on my drive, I guess this was Sunday. I was like, it was so cold and pumping gas is so gross.
I can't even begin to tell you how much I relate to that because I will quite literally not pump my own gas. I will wait for my husband to do it. Now, thankfully, we are together a lot, so I pump gas like once a year. But that's life. Even if
that's the
it's
life.
Once a year. I don't even know.
Those are goals. Those are life goals. Liz,
but I don't even think about it. Well, she's got
married?
married. She just got married. Yeah.
Aww.
But we don't even like. That's not even a thing that I even think about any longer because I've just gotten so used to him.
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot of things that I don't even know. I don't even, like I said, I've just come be like, why is my water in the car? I'm sorry, I forgot it today. Like what? But yeah, no, we get very used to those.
So good.
Yeah.
My cousin Mackenzie she got married just a year and a half ago and she's married one like this and he's good. He does all those things. And I'm like, oh, you did so good. And at the wedding, when she was stressing about all the things and he was so chill. And I was like, y'all are going to be just fine.
Yeah.
He was like, I got this. No problem.
Yeah. Well, hopefully if you get back in the
I know. I'm just still waiting on John Mayer.
No, actually, really.
It's a real thing.
I say this.
Kidding.
I've heard
not
that
even
he's
kidding at all.
not
I
that
know.
great.
I know. And this is the problem, but I need to find out for myself.
Yeah, I do know someone who went on a date with him.
And it wasn't good.
Well, I don't know. I didn't ask. Like, they're not married, so there you have it. So I'm gonna guess no.
No, I mean, I genuinely guess that it's probably not.
Yeah,
but holding out hope.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I did say this to a friend yesterday. I left her an audio note. We were just chatting about different guys or whatever. And I was like, the problem is the ones that we would pick out at a bar are not the ones that we should be going for. Like, it's really that simple. Like, if it all looks a certain way, feels a certain way, just don't. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
That's not the right vibe. It
No.
almost never works. I'll say almost because probably for somebody it did once. But
You just join some entrepreneurial organization. Go
Yes.
there, find some people who have vision.
because that
That's
is important.
Yeah. Don't go to bars.
No, it's just no.
Same thing with men. Same thing with us men.
Yeah,
Don't go to bars.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go to bars.
that's a really good point.
Yeah. They're not. It's
We
like,
should have just done a little round table at the end of this. You know,
I feel that I would definitely I hope to never have, because I would be so analytical about dating. I would be so like, okay, this like really like
Yes.
dissect it.
I think that's my problem.
Almost like a business, right?
Oh my gosh,
It's like
this is
buying
my
a dead
problem.
business. You
Yes.
got to look at it and be like, what do the books look like?
This is me.
You know?
And you know what? It just doesn't. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And also, like, I have this struggle of like, I don't really want to go on a first date that I feel like has no potential, and yet you should probably do that occasionally. It's like interviewing for a job that you don't really want. I've always told people when I coach them, interview for jobs. Even if it's a job you don't want, interviewing is good. It's healthy. A lot of times, if you're in a job that you don't like, I tell people, go interview, because you might find you really do like your job a lot.
Yeah. Well, I just always ask anyway. I just ask people off the wall questions all the time. And I'm like, well, you
Yeah.
don't know if you don't ask.
You don't know.
Yeah,
But like
I
for
mean-
somehow with dating, I feel like I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want to go be funny and interesting and like not know if what I ordered for dinner is appropriate, and like, are you gonna pay? Am I gonna pay? Because if you're gonna make me pay, we're not going out again.
Totally.
Like, it's just too much.
You just
Carrie,
ask
I don't wanna do
beforehand.
it. And so exhausting. I just got so tired thinking about it.
That's because you're not asking the right questions. It's not fun enough. It's like a social experience.
Gosh, you need to be my dating coach. But
Oh, I
this-
would totally. I think so.
This is the other problem is
I'm
that
starting a new business,
Yes.
everyone.
She
Oh, you
should
heard
do
it here first.
Oh my gosh, like seriously, you'd be great. It is a really funny thing though, because I also think I spent the majority of my corporate career in sales. And so like Monday through Thursday, sometimes Friday, I was sometimes you're on like 6 first dates in a
Right.
day. That's what I would
Yeah.
call them. It's like, and you're in the people business. So like 6 first dates, right? I'd go office to office. I was in medical sales, being my best charming, bubbly self. And then the end of the day comes and I'm like, y'all, I can't. Like
Mm.
the number of Friday night plans and dates I've canceled. 'Cause I'm like,
Oh,
I'm done.
yeah.
No more Friday nights.
Yeah.
But now
Well,
I know
think
that.
that's
at
a
least.
question that you also need to ask people.
Yeah.
No, those are the things that matter.
Yes.
Those are the things that people don't ask until far too late.
so
dating.
true.
You should know before you go out with someone
Yeah.
if they're cool with like.
Yes.
I like to wake up and look like a hobo on Sundays. How do you feel about that?
Yes.
You know, like whatever it might be. You should already know that. You have to do that right away, but you know you should know. like,
Yeah. Yeah. We won't do
Yeah.
it right away. Although
yeah. Like I'm not even human until I've had coffee. Like I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like what's even happening right now? And that's just something you should know about me very early on.
And I honestly have like 2 vibes: fully done or unrecognizable, because you're like, wait, do I know her?
Yeah.
You know, there are just 2 versions of me. That's how it is. It's hard, and I don't know how this turned into this, but it's hilarious.
Well, anyway, because I heard you talking about dating, and I was like, look, I'm and I was just telling him this last night, and he only half listened, because really it does not apply to our life at all.
Gosh. Well, the next guy that's coming in here is single.
Oh, okay.
I will go ahead and say this, even though we have a little
Start asking
microphone
him
going on here.
questions.
That I think that he kind of admitted this, that he sought me out to be on the podcast because he thought he had some possibly ulterior motives. So
Okay, well, can you?
the vibes
All right,
in here
hold
are about
on.
to get interesting.
Can we ask?
Do you want me to stay for the
Yeah, can we ask some questions? All right, this is what you're gonna do.
Okay.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. This is what. Do we need to get some?
Wait, what are you doing?
Okay, all right. No, I have some good guy ones too. You know, if we need some tips for the
You
guys.
know that champagne I put in the fridge? We might need
Yeah,
it.
I know, but you're gonna be like, okay, so what do you do if your toilet's overflowing?
I cannot ask that.
What do you do? No. You guys, look, me and Liz had a whole conversation about this. But look, there's a little switch underneath of the toilet. It's how you turn the water off. Everyone should know how to turn the water off on a toilet. But if he can't tell you that answer, just
Okay, for starters, if I could ask that with a straight face, this would be a totally different show.
oh, you do. Just be like, hey, these are some questions we need to know. I want to know. This be like, this is how we get down to the
You're gonna write them
nitty-gritty of who you are.
down.
Yeah.
And then I am dead.
Oh yeah. How to use a stud finder? Because there's, do you know how to use a stud finder? I do, but do you know how to? Because that's really important. You got to put it on the wall before you try searching for a stud.
This is how we know if he will, one, hang things on the walls, or two,
Right. Now,
can
you
do
need to
it.
know the answer to that yourself before you quiz him, because he could tell you something that's wrong, and then
That's
you wouldn't know if
fair.
it was
That's
wrong.
a really
So you
good
have to make
point.
sure you know the answers. But yeah, you ask them off the wall questions, and you should be
Uh-huh.
if
Because
there's
you
a
can't
delay,
just
if there's a
ask-
lag, if he's like, that means he's trying to drum up the wrong answer.
Yeah.
There should be no delay. People who take their time to answer
I can't.
typically are trying to formulate their response because they don't know it.
Oh my gosh.
know.
But like, you're so right.
Mhm.
And yet I also understand why this is so wrong in my life. I also just told someone this like 2 days ago. So for 20 years, I have had, I call it my corporate Barbie
Mhm.
personality. For 20 years, my entire adult life at this point, until last year, was a persona. Like
Yeah.
I was a character. Put me on
Yeah.
a bottle, because I really was like, no, this is what I do. This is how I do it. I was on a path, wrong
Mhm.
path, PS. But it's very difficult to then like, I've had to reprogram myself to be like a normal human that's like,
Mhm.
oh, this is who I really am. Because I think
Mhm.
like maybe 6 people knew who that was.
Yeah.
And you can't go on dates like that. Of course you're going to go date the wrong people. You don't know who you are.
Right.
You want to ask questions, but you're like, what did you say? Like, what do you do when the toilet overflows? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about the toilet with a
But
boy.
you need to know. You need to know. You have to know.
know, you're
if
right.
the drain is clogged, what you gonna do about it? You know.
You're so right.
Yeah. And I do, and there's some good guy ones too that I've
Okay,
been
give us,
drumming
what are
up.
the guy ones?
Okay,
What
well,
should a guy be asking?
It really depends. I will say this: it kind of depends on the guy, because you also have to know what type of female you want.
Mm,
So that's really important.
this is true.
Yeah, because guys might want a woman who's very dependent, or they might want a very independent one, and it's okay.
How do we
We
know
have to
which one
stop-
they want?
I think number one, we have to stop like being mean to people for like having preferences. Like have
I
preferences.
agree. And also,
You know,
we
that's
have to,
great.
like, if women want to be dependent, because honestly, like, let's be honest, I'd be fine with that life. We should also stop
Yeah.
making that a bad thing. I'm kind of over that.
Yeah,
Like,
so I think
calm
for
down.
guys, if they want to be the like, I would love to like take care of you and pay for all your bills. If this is the
Yeah,
type of guy,
yeah.
right? Then they should just be like, do you enjoy working, or do you feel more obligated to? Like that's
Yeah.
what that would be like.
Oh,
And what
that's a
would be
good
your
one.
ideal day?
Do you
things like
feel
that.
like you just launched a business today? Because I
I mean,
genuinely think that you did.
I do, and I told Brooke, for whatever reason, this is something I think, because I get hit with a lot of like I hate dating on TikTok, which I don't know why. I also get hit with a
Yeah.
lot of divorce TikTok. I have zero idea why.
But it feels like
TikTok
it's
finds me.
related to your products.
Well, it's also one thing, because scent, you're right, scent is very important in
Yes.
that as well. But one thing that I have found is that people often take things way too seriously. Like
Yeah.
they take things way too seriously. And I think getting along with the person that you're with, opposites do attract, being able to tolerate some of their weird little behaviors,
Mm-hmm.
going to the extremes of like, okay, I'm not a very big germaphobe person, but like,
Oh,
are
I
you gonna
am.
freak out? Are you gonna freak out if like he puts a chicken on the counter, and like, are you gonna be like,
Yes.
does that mean then right? You need to start asking weird questions, right?
Okay, you're
Guys,
so
you start
right.
asking weird questions, because those are the things
Yeah.
that's the stuff that people divorce over,
Mm-hmm.
are stupid little things like that.
We're really scared to say those things, though. You know, I'm not so much anymore.
I'm not. I'm definitely not. But I think at the end of the day, you should not waste your time with people who it's not a time wasting behavior, right?
Right.
Like you want to find someone that you really get along with, and you don't need to spend a long time figuring that out.
No.
And you can expedite that process very quickly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I just want to say Mercury is in retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that you may have just stumbled into a portal here.
Okay.
That's like, this is what you're supposed to be doing next.
Okay.
I'm
All
dead
right.
serious. Because this is like, it's good.
And then you're going to pick your scent for how you want. And then this is one thing I did tell a guy too. If you have a scent that you really want the girl to like, okay? Guys, are we listening over here? This is very important for you. Okay. You have a scent that you really want the girl to like. You're going to do some extraordinary things the day that you're wearing it, and you're going to tie that memory to your scent. And then every time you wear it, she will like you.
I mean, honestly, that's so true.
You're going to be like, this is the scent that every time I wear this, she's just going to walk up to me like, oh my gosh, I love what you're wearing today, because it's going to populate in her. She won't even realize it, but it's just going to be in her brain like, this was such a fun day, and now every time you wear it, she's going to like you more.
No, that's real science. That's real. That is,
But you can't tell her. It's got to be, don't lie to anyone, but like, that's not something that's just something you do. And then you don't tell them about it. Yeah.
But it is true. We do that. We don't mean to, but you can, I mean, I just nearly bought shampoo yesterday. I have shampoo. I didn't need shampoo, but I was like, I smelled it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the one that took me back to 2007, which was like my favorite year of all time. So I was like, yeah, let's go back. You know?
Yeah.
You're right. It does that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It can also do the opposite.
Well, it can. That's why you have to make sure that you've already planned a really good day.
Because if you're a real asshole and you're wearing, polo from 1999, gross.
Yeah.
Now I can't date you.
No, I get that. I very much get that.
Yeah. What was the one? It wasn't polo. There was one that was like all the guys wore it. And if you smelled it right now, you'd be like, oh, no. It takes us back to a dark time of trying to date guys at Losers.
Yeah.
Actual losers at Losers.
Yeah.
It's rough out there.
I know. That's why you got to start asking good questions. And if he was here right now, I would ask him. Just right off. I would just be like, hi, nice to meet you. I know this is random. We're just talking about this. Be like, I'm just curious.
I will say, maybe I won't.
I walked into the coffee shop, Liz, maybe I won't. And they had this beautiful green coffee maker, and I just started asking questions about it. I was like, how much does it cost? Do you know if this is hand painted on here? The woman was like so sweet. She's like, this is, and they answered all my questions.
Are you an only child?
No, I'm the youngest though.
You're the youngest.
But I was homeschooled, so I'm a weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went through like half my life being like, oh, well, she can talk to people. And it's like, well, yeah, because I'm going to ask all the questions that all the public schoolers never want to ask.
That's probably true. I do think there's something to that.
Yeah.
Because we are indoctrinated. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Pretty early in life to, especially as girls, to kind of get in line, be quiet, don't be too loud.
Well, I think you just also come from this point of like, you get in your little peer groups, and then you have kind of more of just like a point of comparison. And I didn't have that because I didn't have any, like, I mean, I had friends, but I didn't have like any peer groups that I had that I was like concerned like what this person did or had or whatever, because I was just living my own little world.
Yeah.
And but I also, from a young age, my parents were entrepreneurs, and so I spent a lot of time with them and working with them, and I think it just formulated my desire to like get to know people in a way that doesn't feel.
You're curious. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think you're right though. Like that comparison thing. You said that, and I'm like, you're so right.
Yeah,
that happens.
It's something that it gets ingrained, and you don't even realize it, right?
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, like if you're not concerned what Susie has or what Susie doesn't have, then like what you like, and that's what I will say. I say I'm like, I like what I like. I don't really care if anyone else likes it. I like it. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
right?
and that probably does come from that, like being raised like that.
Yeah,
because and this is where I don't have kids, but like I go back and forth on the like uniforms versus not. Like on one hand, I love the idea of school uniforms because I think it takes away some of that, right? Like we're not judging each other based on how much money your parents spent on your clothes in the 5th grade. Like I remember that being a thing. On the other hand, you're not getting to show your personality.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something to be said for that too. That like you and I are probably not going to go to the store and pick the same thing and both feel comfortable in the same thing. And that's hard for girls. So I'm always conflicted with that I think at a young age, especially for girls, there starts to be all of this inside noise.
Yeah.
That then we start figuring out who we're supposed to be instead of like you said, like, who do you want to be today?
Yeah.
Basically, this podcast just became 2 episodes.
I know. It's just we said that really good behind the scenes.
I know. So the podcast ends, and then by the way, guys, hi, we're still here.
Bonus. No, I think though I have boys, so I don't have. They like I could put a trash bag on them. And they're like, this is great. I love it.
Yes.
They don't care, and I always joke because they prefer not wearing clothes, and so like they're just love to be like they pull their shirts off the second they get in the house because they just don't care at that point in time. But I do think that it's a real thing with just even your peer groups of where you grow up, like the neighborhood, the school that my kids go to school with is all very filled with very like people who have similar lifestyles, I think. And so you see little trends like the little girls with their Stanley Cups, and I have one too, and I love it.
Yeah.
But like it's just so cute to see that. But at the same time, like I think that comes, you can't care. You can't care.
Right.
Like, what do you like?
I know.
If you're not into it, that's okay too. You don't have to be into it.
Mm-hmm. But
do
some people are born with a little more of that than others. And then some of us, it is interesting, right? Like some of it's environment, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you were probably born with a little more whatever.
I definitely have that. I definitely am a whatever.
Yeah, I love that.
But in a good way. Like, I think people should have their opinions
and
enjoy, that's why we have like freedom of speech, right? Like, go say whatever you want, be whoever you want to be, do whatever you want to do. But like, we also get our own lives to control. And for whatever reason, a lot of people, they're like, oh, let me tell you on the internet why or whatever. And like, that just never affected me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, go do it then.
Yeah.
You're great. You're like, you are the best at life. Go do it. Go get it. Go kill it, man. Like you have told everyone how to live their life. You obviously are an expert. Like you should just
go do it.
Go do it.
Yeah.
So
poor Karens, they got a real bad rep with that, didn't they?
I know. I'm just like, if you really like genuinely, I'm like, if you got it all figured out, that's amazing.
Then just go do it.
I'm still learning, but
but my first time here on Earth. So I just say that. I'm like, hey, it's my first time here,
Yes.
Gosh, it's so funny.
Well, I do all these products are for you now that I've gotten on my tangent of.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So enjoy. Carrie, although you want to take.
Yeah, take this.
Back. Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
It smells so good. I love it. How fun is this for you? I
love it.
We should have like.
It's still kind of weird seeing ads.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be in a picture with us? Let's take a picture. You gotta be in a picture. Yeah. Group photo. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I keep maybe leaking this one though,
because it's not tightened.
So I smell like you all day.
Got turned around when we were. I just rub it on.
I know, that's what I did. I was like, it actually is like yummy, and it's not like what to your point, like it's actually not sticky at all.
Yeah.
So when I did that, that's like, oh no, I gotta go wash my hands. But I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, and then you will find like the oil ones and the hair, but I love our products. I'm telling you, our deodorant. I'm obsessed with our deodorant.
Okay, that is exciting. I might put some of that on today because we got 5 episodes.
Yeah. Do you wear natural deodorant now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then your skin should be adjusted, and I feel like natural deodorant doesn't. When we had it, I felt like none of them worked. I would buy them.
Yeah.
And I felt like they just didn't have like. They always had a weird smell to them.
Yeah, I do think they do. This is crazy, but like I lived in Germany for 2 years. So I still, when I go to Europe, I buy my deodorant in Europe.
Yeah.
Because I think we still put chemicals in natural deodorant. Right. This is maybe why something goes funky.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you kind of went halfway.
Yeah.
You didn't go all the way.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to try
it. Ours are great. And I think we do put baking soda in them. And I think that's what makes the difference.
Yes.
Yeah. They're really good. I think they're amazing. But.
Okay. Yes. Natural deodorant that works in the US is a game changer.
It's the like I will.
Because you're right. Like, no. This has been so fun. I can't believe that now I'm going to be so nervous for this next episode.
Oh, don't be nervous.
Because now I've shared all about it. It was one thing when it was like this
you got
thing
the guys
I know,
here, they're going to take care of you.
But now the guys also know, and y'all are going to be like, oh.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's tall, short. Like, I mean, I know what he looks like, but you can't tell in pictures. Right. So this will be a funny vibe.
Yeah, and then you can also ask questions like, I don't know where he lives, but you can be like,
He's like 11 minutes from here.
You know, like, do you know how to use a lawnmower? Yeah, do you have a lawnmower? Because I mean, that's not like
I might can ask that one.
Yeah, that's not too intrusive, right? I don't know. The more intrusive, the better.
He's a songwriter.
He's a songwriter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, I am fascinated by songwriters.
Well,
because like you pour your heart out into these things, but also it's tricky because then it's like, is it real? Because I know some songwriters that I'm like, you wrote that about a sandwich.
Unemployed.
You know?
Like it just, yeah.
Yes. No, he's a good one though. He's legit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, because it could mean
like you know his songs.
When people are like, I'm an independent contractor, you're like, that could mean you're unemployed.
Correct.
That could mean you're really successful.
Yes.
Or that could mean
no. In theory, I don't date musicians. Like just as a general rule in this town,
except John Mayer.
Except John Mayer.
Right.
All roads lead to John Mayer.
Yeah.
He's the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
And if I die, probably half my passwords. So that's how you hack me, guys.
Right. Now we know.
Now
Just
you
don't
know.
put that on the internet.
Right. Actually, it's not probably the same anymore. It was a long time ago, though. It was all like my mom called me Amanda Mayer for a long time. Like my friends. And once,
I mean, I can get it.
Right. He's hot.
Yeah. I think that though, if he, he's probably.
There's something up. That's what they say about me.
Well,
that's what they say.
But see,
like,
that's the thing,
she's been single too long. And I'm like, that's fair. She has.
Yeah, I think just in general, though, that probably if you're finding John Mayer's, that's what we got to do.
This is probably true.
The
actual problem is you can't find any of them. You have to stay in one place long enough. I don't do that. I don't let the ground settle much. And two, like at this point in my life, I'm like, boy, you got to bring a lot to the table.
Right.
I don't know exactly what a lot means, but I do know that like, it got real quiet.
We're listening intently, waiting.
But there's see this I can't talk about. This will never be a dating show. Although I did joke with this guy that he was like, because he saw one of our former guests on Hinge. And he was like, hey, that's funny. One of the people that was on your podcast, I saw her on Hinge. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this information. Did you go out with her? Do you want to go out with her? Am I supposed to take this as a hint that you're on Hinge? I don't know what to do with this information.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you should be like, would you give a lawnmower? Like, that's where you just put it,
That's cool. Do you have a lawnmower?
Yeah. Do you have a lawnmower?
I love that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
The next time I don't know what to say, I'm going to be like, do you have a lawnmower?
Yeah.
And then y'all are going to laugh over there.
And then be like gas or electric, because that tells you a lot about a person too. Gas or electric.
What does it tell us?
Well, typically people who have electric lawnmowers, in Nashville, it's probably different, but like if they actually are mowing the grass, you're probably going to use gas. But it depends on the size of your land, right? So like you're not going to go, is it a rider? It's a rider push mower.
I don't know any of these things.
Yeah. Yeah, I could go. That's a whole nother thing, but. Right, so he could be like that right, and then but also tells you about like what do they want, right? Because like for me, having a house is like I need a house. I don't wanna,
I'm past the condo life.
Yeah, but some people love it, right? There's some people who love to do that. I don't need a big yard. I don't even want a big yard.
Yeah, no, like when I was 35. First of all, if you lived in Franklin, I was not dating you because we couldn't get to each other. I was like, this is exhausting. It just felt so far because I lived in the Gulch. I needed you to be like proximity-wise in about a 2-mile radius, or basically in California. There was no in between.
Right, sure.
But because I'll get on a plane for a guy, but I don't want to drive 45 minutes.
Right. That's right. It's got to be worth it that much.
It's got to be worth it. What'd you say? Right? It's like one is so much harder, but like you want to do a fun weekend in Chicago, I'm game.
But see, maybe also you're going the wrong way with that though. Maybe the Franklin guys were the guys that
probably.
Yeah,
I mean, because you know what happened at one point, I had a little mini thing with a guy. I won't call it a fling and I won't call it dating. It was somewhere in the middle, and he was like, when we met, he was like, "You live in the Gulch," like very judgy, and I saw it from his point of view, and I was like. I mean, he now lives on a farm. So like, of course, like he was like, you live in the Gulch. In his mind, that meant this is who she is. Like I'd lived there for 10 years. That made sense. And I saw it and I was like, oh, this is so interesting because again, it wasn't like what I wanted forever.
Right.
I like that vibe. It fit for a while. But like, I grew up in a town called Farmington.
Right.
You know, we had a stoplight.
Right.
Like,
right. Well, I think those are
funny, right?
to know.
Yeah, but you're totally right that like I was dating in a place that was temporary.
Right.
And a guy like that was like, you live in the Gulch. Like it was almost a deal breaker for him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he thinks I'm high maintenance, which I am.
Right. But we talk about that. If you're, you know,
Jack is like confirmed.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right.
I knew some people where we lived in Virginia was very rural, and I knew some people and like their ideal weekend was like going into the woods to hunt for mushrooms. Like there's like morale mushroom or whatever they're called. Yeah. And they would like want to go hunt for them. And that would quite literally be my worst nightmare. And so like you find a guy who's like, I want to go hunting for mushrooms. That's not the guy for you.
No.
You know, like, but you can find that really quick. You got a guy that's like, you know what I mean? You want to go out, like, you want to go like hunters, right? Go hunt if you want to hunt. But like, I don't want to go sit out there and hunt.
No.
Right. Can you go without me? Do I have to go with you? Like, you just learn really quick.
Although
like,
my cousin that I was telling y'all, like, it's so cute because when he goes out and does his deer woods things, she takes her Kindle. She's like, yeah, I'm fine. She's like, if he fills up the coffee and I'm all snuggled in the thing, she's like, yeah, I'll sit there and read all day long.
Yeah,
I'm
like, see, it would be more like, I'm not going to put a deer head on my wall. So like,
no, never.
But you just learn those really quick, easy things to learn who someone is
like,
very quickly.
If you want to go fish in Maui, I'll sit on the boat.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Just saying, guys, this is what we're going for. See, I'm just probably need to move to like Maui or San Diego. I think I'm also maybe in the wrong pool.
No, because that's where you get the douchebag. You know, you just have to. I think you just got to choose a different type of guy.
Yes.
And then
I'm not realize again without her.
Yeah, I think you're going the wrong. Might have a type.
Yes.
And you just need to kind of get away from that.
Yes.
You know, try things.
And that's what therapy.
That's what I always tell for Fable Beauty, right? I always tell people this because they're like, "What's a set profile? What's a set profile?" I was like, "Just don't even worry about it. Just try things, and then you're gonna get something. And you'll be like, love it. And you're like, I didn't know I'd love that. And it's like, yeah, because you were focused too much on the scent profile. And you just got to try.
She just took it home.
Yeah. And that's, I literally tell people that all the time. And I'm like, just if you don't like it, that's where Fable Beauty comes in. We're like, we're going to replace it for you. Yeah. But like, you're going to get it and you're going to love it. And most people do. You're like, I didn't know this. So that's what you got to try. You got to go the opposite of anything you ever thought. And then that's going to be the love of your life.
My friends will listen to this part of this and go, yes, we've been telling her this for 20 years.
I know. Probably so. Yeah. Probably
It's like when you go to the therapist and you're like, I heard it on a podcast.
Yeah. You know, go for someone that like maybe like works with their hands and like a lineman. Linemen are great, right? They don't fix stuff. Like just go to the total opposite of anything you would have ever thought. I like it. Yeah.
Sometimes a girl's gotta find her way.